Okay, so here we are, day 2 of parenting tips. I really hope that you all had a really good first day of homeschooling. I know it's really tough, but remember that we're all in it together, and I hope it's over soon. For everybody's sake, those of you that choose to homeschool, you know, good for you, well done. I don't choose to homeschool, and there are many reasons for that. So tip 2, or day 2, which I'm going to talk about, is food. Everybody panics about food. Is my child eating enough? Are they eating healthily enough? What do I do if they can't eat? What do I do if they're really fussy, or if they won't drink water, or they won't drink milk? Just relax, basically. You don't like every food that's out there. Children won't starve themselves. It would be really hard for them to starve themselves because they're not programmed that way. They use it as a control mechanism. They know that they can control you through it. My techniques for feeding the children ever since they were little was, firstly, never worrying if they didn't eat it, and that helps if you give them a small amount. So if you've spent 45 minutes cooking something and you give them a small amount, you know that there's some there tomorrow. And if they've only had a spoonful of it, you can just put it in the fridge and heat it up again the next day, as long as you stick to all the guidelines of reheating food and everything. So that's fine. That's what I've always done. Then I'm not upset because they haven't eaten. It's not wasting food. I don't have to throw it away. I just put it in the fridge and give it to them the next day, and it can be the same child. I very rarely ask them what they want to eat because I know that they're going to complain. My tips are, I've always done the reverse psychology, whereas in the house we sometimes have chocolate, not all the time, sometimes have crisps, not all the time, and they just sort of almost help themselves. It's not a treat, not a reward. If it's there, they can have it. I try not to talk to them about it. I try not to restrict them from it. Whereas fruit and vegetables, I have restricted, and not to a major extent. But if Theo's had an apple and then he wants another apple, I say, no, you've had your apple for the day. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. And what that does is then make his brain think, ooh, apples, you know, and he likes them more. They've always had fruit and vegetables. They've always been really good at that. When they were younger, I never weaned with the baby rice. It was always vegetables, never fruit, because fruit's too sweet, so I just did the vegetables. And then when they were 6 months, I just cooked my food without salt and gave them that. And they had sandwiches and stuff like that. Even though they didn't have teeth, they're fine. They just gum it. And they now will come into the kitchen and sneak carrots and strawberries and things that they kind of think in their head, ooh, this is a bit naughty. I shouldn't really be having this. And olives, you know, I didn't let Georgina have olives. I kept saying, well, you know, you're too little for olives. They're for grown-ups. And so then the first time she tried one at 2, she was like, oh, you know, and absolutely loved them. And the boys was the same, you know. It's just relaxing about food. My rule in my house is you can have pudding if you have tried your food. So as long as they've had a mouthful, I don't force them to eat it, because all that does is make them hate that food, and they will hate that food forever. I remember being forced at school to eat stew, and I was forced to sit there for 40 minutes. And to this day, the thought of stew makes me feel physically sick. So why would I then do that to my children? It's not really fair, is it? And days are different. They say it takes up to 25 to... Oh, I don't know. I'll have to Google it. But I think it's something like 13 times for... You're always hungry. 13 times to try something before you can start to like it. Eating no apple, banana?
No.
Why eat banana?
Yeah, banana.
Okay, take a banana into the sitting room. Yeah, 13 times, quite a lot of times to try something before you like it or know that you like it. And your taste buds change all the time. When I was younger, I was really fussy, whereas now I can eat pretty much everything. My taste buds have completely changed, and they do that in different stages as well, like learning and everything. So they might not like something one day and then they might like it the next day, but that's okay. I tell you what, leave them on the side and I'll put them away. That's it. Yeah, okay. What was I saying? It's very my brain is not what it used to be. Changing tastes, yeah. Everybody changes tastes. When quite often people say to me, but yesterday they ate fish fingers and today they don't like it. It's not really that they don't like it. They say I don't like it, but it's more the fact that they don't maybe fancy it then. You can get a banana and open it yourself. Get them to do their own jobs as well, because I'm not their slave. They need to learn how to do it. The girls have jobs in the house. They do the dishwasher, they do the washing. I'm getting the boys to do jobs. Monty's job is to feed the cats because he is 5, but there's no reason that he can't unload the dishwasher. No reason at all. And it's only that I delegated that to Georgina, but I will find more grown-up jobs for the boys as they get a bit older. And if they wee on the seat, get them to clean it up, because that's horrible. We'll eat something and the next day they won't. It might be that they just don't fancy it that day. It might be hundreds and hundreds of reasons, but you don't. It's important that I don't personally have a go at them and then say, but you ate it yesterday, why don't you like it? If you do the small portions and if they don't eat it, then it's okay. And you don't mind throwing it away because it's only a small bit. So that's the most important thing I would say, is always give them a small bit. You can always give them more afterwards. Then if they don't eat it, just throw it away, forget it, because at the end of the day, by doing that, they're more likely to eat more as they get older and not be fussy. And if that's what you want, the best way to do it is not make a fuss about it and just try and relax, enjoy it, get them to help you cook. That's always really important. Get them to try loads and loads and loads of different things from a young age. Things like avocado, every random things, and especially things that you don't like yourself. It's with everything in life. If you're scared of bees, if you're scared of spiders, do your best not to show them, because the last thing you want is them to be scared as well. And then there's 2 of you in the room, neither of you can get rid of the spider. So equally the same, if you don't like tomatoes, do give them tomatoes. Obviously, if you really, really can't stand touching them or whatever, don't worry about it. But if you can stand to touch them, get them You know, I keep raw stuff in the fridge, carrots, mushrooms, tomatoes, cucumber, anything like that. And anytime they say, I'm hungry, I want a snack, you can just say, go and have a carrot, or, you know. Mine absolutely love carrots. They love rice cakes and crackers. So although I do have the biscuits and stuff, they don't mind having other things other than biscuits. And yeah, I try and feed them healthily, but it is a struggle because you have to try and think of new things every day. So I don't worry too much. I do it when I can and make sure that they're having pretty much the right portion of fruit and veg a day. Make sure that I don't feed them too much because their stomachs are much smaller than mine. And the boys' stomachs are smaller than the girls, so I make sure that I give them smaller portions than I would give the girls. And just, yeah, try and relax. I know it's hard. If they're thirsty, they will drink water. You just have to trust in the fact that, you know, they're not thirsty. It depends what you want. You know, if you're happy for them to have squash, then carry on. You know, but if you want them just to have water, you know, have nothing in the house. That's the secret. Don't have anything in the house, and then they can't have anything other than water. And so then that's what they get used to. Mine drink water and milk. They don't really like squash. I mean, the boys don't like squash at all. But they always think it's a treat because people have said, oh, would you like this as a treat? So then they kind of think, oh yeah, I'll have some of that. And then they drink it and they're like, I don't really like it. But I've never made things like that a treat because I don't want them to have a love affair with chocolate because it makes them feel good. Although that's really, really hard because it does make you feel good. So I don't know. I don't think anybody can ever manage that unless you really don't like chocolate. But they're not addicted, which is good. Anyway, I feel like I've rambled quite a lot and I'm not quite sure what I've said. I hope that makes sense. Just relax about food. Don't force them. Don't worry if they don't eat it. Just carry on next day. Don't give them something else. That's really, really, really important. If the second day they've had fish fingers and they say, I don't like it, and you say, but you ate them yesterday, you say, that's fine. You try one piece, and then I'd always give mine pudding because my pudding would always be fruit. So I figure if they're not eating their supper, they will be hungry and they will wake up in the night. But if they're having fruit, then at least they're not quite so hungry. So they always have to try it. If they've tried it, then they get fruit for pudding. But I don't say fruit for pudding. I just say you can have a pudding, which is then fruit. It is quite a mind game, and I don't know if I've quite explained it properly. Please comment down below if you don't understand, and I will try and redo this video. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and keep strong in this time of homeschooling.